Everyone, and welcome to another live watch long show on Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzy, and I'm your host for this evening. My client, Florian Wirtz, is hopefully playing today. I haven't even checked the lineup today, but we're watching Germany versus Paraguay as part of the round of 32 matches now. So we're on to the next stage, on to the next level. So hopefully the games will intensify in terms of entertainment and in terms of drama and action. Hopefully, we get to see that in today's game as well. So, before we begin, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Paraguay on the ball through in Cisco. Is that Nemeka? Yeah, great tackle there from Nemeka. Let's quickly have a look at the lineups and then we can continue with the coverage. In regards to Germany, who are, of course, the home team today. We've got Neuer and goal. You've got Nathaniel Brown, a player I quite like. I actually wanted Liverpool, when I say us, I wanted Liverpool to sign him this summer, as we are in the need of a new left back after Robertson had left. But he looks like he will be joining Bayern Munich later this summer, which is not really half of a surprise. But because we got works from the last team, we're hoping we could have done the same again, but no, it wasn't to be. Then you got Jonathan Tah, Rudiger, and Kimmich at right back. You got Pavlovic and Mecca in your double pivot. You got Sane on the left, Florian Wirtz playing on the left hand side, and you got Undav playing today in that number 10 role, and then you got Kai Havertz leading the line. For Paraguay, you got Gil in goal, you got Alonso, Canel, Gomez, and Caceres. And in their midfield five, you got Enciso playing on the left, Galaza, Kubas, Bobadilla, and Miguel Almiron on the right hand side, and you got Avalos leading the line for Paraguay. So yeah, let's see, how the game pans out today. Paraguay had the first chance through an Alonso shot there. Neuer just pushes the ball away from goal. Got a few comments here from Ozan. Big up Ozan as always. He says, "Yo, big up the man Ozzy. Big up yourself, Ozan. I hope you're doing well." He said, "Bro, I gotta say, the Moroccan fans and the DR Congo fans in the stadium during the 2 games I went were top notch, Ozzy." Oh, I'm not surprised by that. You even just seeing it from the TV, I can feel like, especially Moroccans, they're definitely uh, a very passionate fan base as well, as well as Congo. But I know more Moroccans in London, so I can only imagine how it was there. Ozan says, "Never stop singing, never stop chanting. World Cup is fair go." Yeah, that's what makes the World Cup so unique and beautiful in terms of nations coming together, expressing themselves, but also showcasing their culture and their way of doing things. So that's what you want to see, isn't it? So yeah, I'm sure you had a great time. Bro, how's Amron play? Wasn't he banned for the mouth on the hand? I think it was a one-match suspension, so that's why he's returned to the lineup. But yeah, it's not a lengthy ban, especially in tournaments. They don't normally give you 3-match bans unless you have a red card or a sort of punishment where it deserves that sort of suspension. So I don't think it was a lengthy suspension in that regards. Raymond, big up Raymond. He says hi. Have no money to spend because of a loss. Yeah, IF are ready to sell. Newcastle United, right? Yes, from Ray and Amanda. I have no idea what you're talking about, mate. Yeah, apologies. I have no idea what you're talking about. I think you're the one that mentioned who was the player that he was talking about last time? Keith Smith, wasn't it? So you're not talking about Keith Smith there. Who are you referring to today? Ray and Amanda. I'm sorry, man. I'm not following. Sign on the left, right hand side to Kai Havertz. Yeah, that's right. It was Smith that he was talking about last time. But apologies, Raymond. I have no idea what you're saying. So maybe break it down for me if you want to explain something there. But apologies, I don't understand your comment there. So inverts on the ball. Oh, I thought it was almost an own goal there. Canal with the interception ends up going for a corner kick. What I'm intrigued about today is seeing how Florian Wirtz plays on the left hand side because it could be a role that we see him playing at Liverpool. I personally don't think it will be the case. I think he will predominantly play as a number 10, as Iraola plays a 4-2-3-1 formation, and I expect Wirtz to be at the heart of the midfield in terms of playing that number 10 role. But I believe there will be occasions where we might need to see him or play him, I should say, on the left. So it'll be good to see how he performs today and see if it works. Because he did it a couple of times for Liverpool last season. And I don't think he was bad in that role. But of course, when you spend that much money on one player, you're expecting to at least play them in their natural position. For reverse of the shot, oof, hits it over the bar there. As I said, bro, Verse has been deployed on the left wing this entire tournament. Is it because Nagelsmann has no choice? And you say your client is so much better centrally, Ozzy. Yes, he is better centrally. I think it's just a more of a tactical thing because, of course, today is probably a different situation as the player that I'm going to mention isn't playing. But I think it's just trying to get Musiala and Florian Wirtz in the same team together. Musiala can play on that left hand side, but I do think when they both play, they interchange. So it's not where it's a static left wing position for him. I think it's just trying to get the best players on the pitch together. I think that's literally what it is. But he can play on that left hand side. It's not a unfamiliar role with him, but I do agree with you. He is more effective in that more central role or that more attacking role as a number 10. But I'm intrigued to see how he does because you're not Ozan. We've not been able to be successful for the Yandu Monday pursuit. It looks like he will be heading towards PSG. It looks like that's the club that he will potentially be joining. So we've got a lot of work to do now. We've got to figure out what's next. So we'll do a transfer show later on tonight after this match and explore the options. We're strongly linked with Barcola, but I don't think that is brand new news, of course, because I've been speaking about it for quite a bit. But what I need to assess, and that's something we'll do collectively tonight as well, is what do we do with that right wing position? Because there are players available that can be signed for that position. You've got Ryan, who's my favorite choice at the minute after Monday. You've got Minte, who would be underwhelming for me, if I'm being honest with you. Bond would be a solid signing, but it's not a long-term plan due to his age profile. So it'll be interesting to see what Liverpool do. Now, Barcola is the name that everyone is saying because that is someone we've been in high pursuit of. But he's not a natural right winger. Although he has played there quite a number of times in his career, especially for Lyon, the team he played for before he joined PSG. And he's played there for PSG as well. But there was a clip going around today with Amarin talking about his tactics, and he was saying that he likes his wingers to switch positions. So that is an indication that we're not going to sign players that are just static to one wing. So if we had Salah, for example, that wouldn't work because Salah, of course, doesn't like to switch wings. He's predominantly a right winger that can play centrally, but doesn't really ever play on the left hand side. The only time he played on the left hand side was, I mean, Chelsea played him there a couple of times, but that was just for the sake of fitting him in. But at FC Basel, he played on the left hand side, but then he switched over to the right, and the rest was history. So it's going to be interesting, and it might be where Yandu Monday was plan A, and we have to look for plan B, which could be Barcola on the right wing, Rio on the left, or Gakpo on the left, and we've got Munoz as well. So that's our four wingers there. So that could just be the solution. Now, so we just go all in on Barcola. But we'll talk about it in more detail. I feel like I'm giving Ozan a sneak peek there, but I think we can do that in more detail later on today and come up with some ideas and solutions of what we can do. Because we have to remember, we have to try and save money. We can't just go and spend 100 million on each player available. We've got a lot of things to address in the squad. So that's something we need to do in regards to that. Uh, you see, Almiron's injured. Is he injured? I haven't even noticed. Oh, it seems alright. He's number 10, is he? He seems okay for now. I certainly ignored those news, Ozzy. I'm gutted. Yeah, it was a huge surprise for me yesterday. It really was. I was doing the show. I did a quick show yesterday. I wasn't able to do it in my normal time slot of 11 p.m. UK time, but I was just gobsmacked. And I should have been because, we know how these transfers work. When there's lots of teams chasing a player, there's never a guarantee that that player always joins your club. Every club is going to be rejected to some extent. And for us, that this has been the occasion where we did get rejected. So look, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. If I'm being honest with you, of course I'm gutted. I'm a bit disappointed because I felt like as a footballing project, it made the most sense for him to join Liverpool. Everything was made for him, or everything was positioned for him to come over and have a huge impact. Now he's going to PSG. I'm not saying he's not going to be successful there. He will be, but it'll be a bigger challenge for him to get game time. And even if they sell Barcola, they still have a wealth of experience in that squad. Akiluch, who was an alternative for us, he will be joining PSG as well. So it's going to be Ramos, Cachala Ramos. He's gone to AC Milan for about 60 odd million. They've got Mbaye, who's that Senegalese winger who I really like. He's still there. You got Malulu as well. He's still there. Kang In is going to Atletico Madrid right now. So then they'll have Yan Dimonde and they'll have Akiluch. So they'll have a number of options. The only thing that I can think of that might help Yan Dimonde is, for example, if Luis Enrique decides to play Desiree Doué back in midfield as a number 10 in his more natural position. And then you have Kvaratskhelia, Diomande on the right, and then Dembele, and then you have Akiluch, and you have Mbaye on the bench, which is a good sort of base. I would say you've got five good quality wingers there, and if there are injuries, then Doué can play on either wing as well. So it's one of those things where maybe that's their plan. But let's see what happens for Liverpool. I couldn't care less about PSG's plan, and I need to figure out what we're going to do as a club. Uh, I feel like we'll definitely sign at least winger. I would have liked two, but I think one will definitely happen. If Gakpo decides to leave, then we will have a replacement. Then it'll end up being two, but I don't think it'll be two as it stands. But we'll have to wait and see what we do. Aussie force on this formation: Verts on the left, Isak on the as a striker, and Rio on the right. That could work. That could. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this formation throughout the season. But my concern is that that can't be first choice. I posted a video on my social media platforms, and there was a person that mentioned that we could have Chiesa and Harvey Elliott as our two right wing options. For me, that is not an option. I would be very, very concerned going to next season with those two as our right wing options. One is very much injury prone, the other is inconsistent in terms of their form. And I don't think that's the type of player I want on my wing either. So, yeah, Liverpool have work to do. We do have some work to do, but you know, it's going to be interesting. The Munoz signing is positive for me because he's a player that covers both wings. If Gakpo stays, I would be slightly concerned with his position because if Irola does like to rotate wingers or switch the wingers during the game, Gakpo's not very good on the right hand side. So that would be my only concern there. But Rio, he can easily play on both wings. Munoz can play on both wings. You've got Barcola, if he was a signing, he could do that. So we'll have to look at that sort of profile. And even the player that we've been linked with as an alternative for Diomande, they're not actually right wingers. They're all predominantly left wingers or players that can play up top. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. We heard that from Jonathan Tah. Big up to Delulu Season. Us explain how your transfer targets keep getting away. Well, the main target is still around. So in terms of Bradley Barcola, I still have all my eggs in one basket in terms of him joining Liverpool. But the Diomande one, I am surprised by it, and I'm not just saying it as a biased Liverpool fan that I expect everyone to join us. I will just assume that the Liverpool move or the Liverpool project would have given him everything that he needed in terms of the platform to be a starter immediately because he comes in to replace Mohamed Salah. So there's not really going to be a battle to start on the right wing, if that makes sense. And I think eventually the team would have been built around him. I feel like that would have been the project that would have been presented for him. But of course, he's gone over to PSG, where back-to-back Champions League winners. They've got a wealth of experience, some real quality players in their team. They're a team on the up. They've got an amazing coach there. So of course, I can't blame him not for joining PSG. I just feel like from his perspective, I feel like there was more guarantee of having game time and being the main man at Liverpool rather than at PSG. Because at PSG, he's gonna have to have a fight on his hand. I just previously mentioned that maybe the only way you can fit everyone in the starting lineup for PSG is that Due plays in that number 10 role, and then you've got Diamond on the right, and then you've got Kvaratskhelia on the left, and you've got Dembele. So like that, so you have a quartet of those attackers, which probably could be their idea or their vision for next season. And if that's the case, then I don't really blame him. But also, I mentioned his letter that he wrote last week to his sister, who unfortunately passed away. And there was a line in the letter where he said that him and his sister dreamed of moving to Paris because of the not the glitz and glamour, but of course, with it being fashion central, in terms of shopping and all the big fashion brands are from Paris or operating in that part of town. So it was always their dream to move over there. So maybe there's a bit more of an emotional attachment to moving to Paris, which of course makes sense as well. But yeah, I can't say I'm not disappointed. I am. I thought everything was in place to have the player join us. What's annoying for me, and it's not just rival fans laughing. I say, "Oh, how you missed out on a bid." That's just childish, isn't it? If you've got people telling you that. For me, it's from a business standpoint where we've revealed our card. We've basically told the world that we're willing to spend £100 million on a right winger to replace Salah. So now, if a player was worth 40 million, they're worth 80 million now. So it's going to be where whoever we sign is going to be towards that price bracket now, which would have been the original plan. But look, we'll have to just wait and see what we do now. But hey, look, it's disappointing. Don't get me wrong, but I still, I feel like we are going to get Barcola. That would be my gut feeling. But at the same time, if we do get Barcola, I don't think we'll sign another winger. I think that would be it. Unless Cody Gakpo leaves. If Cody Gakpo stays, then it's Rio, Cody, Barcola, and then Munoz as our options. And I can see it being where Rio and Barcola start together and they interchange during the game because that's a tactic that I think Irola would like to do with the team. And it will be useful to see, how the players operate because all of the wingers, bar Cody Gakpo, can play on both wings. So that's what's going to be interesting, and it might just be where that's the philosophy going forward, which I'm not going to be mad at because PSG are doing that and it's working well for them. So let's see what Liverpool have in plan for this summer. Wales can't influence the game from the left wing, Aussie, like he can centrally. I hear that, but what happens is basically he's he shouldn't be playing as a left winger. He should be playing as a left-sided attacking mid. So with that role, the left back needs to be more prominent. That left back needs to provide the width on the flank, and that allows Verts to play a bit more centrally, but just on the left hand side, if that makes sense. So it can definitely work. There's been so many players over the years that have utilized. Remember when we had Coutinho? Coutinho played that role, and it worked well for us as well. So for me, he can still do a job. He can be influential, but maybe not as influential if he was central, which of course makes a lot of sense as well. Cool that he's an okay left winger, but a great cam. That's why I wouldn't even categorize him as a left winger. He needs to play as a left-sided attacking mid. That's how it should be for me. Either that or Paraguay is just pocketing right now. Well, if the right back is pocketing right now, we might have to scout him because we are in need of a new right back. So let's see, what's the case. Oh, hydration break. Lovely. What happened earlier on today? I have no idea what was the score between Brazil and Japan. Who was victorious? Oh, Brazil won 2-1. Casemiro and Martinelli. Martinelli scoring a last minute winner, looks like. Wow. That's heartbreak for Japan there. Okay, interesting. So they progressed to the round of 16 now. Obviously, it's Caceres. Obviously, he's been linked to Man United and Dortmund. Okay, that's interesting because Dortmund already have a good fullback in their team, but maybe that fullback is leaving. In fact, that fullback is also linked to Man United. What's his name? Let me. Julian Ryerson. So he plays for Norway. So a player to look out for. Really good, great delivery from the right hand side. Produced a number of goals and assists for Dortmund, but he played more as a wing back, but can play right back as well. Let's have a quick look on Twitter to see if there's any breaking Liverpool related news. I did see a tweet on Indy's profile that he'll be dropping a bomber at 10:30 p.m. UK time, so in about half an hour's time. So let's see what that bomber is. I'm sure it'll be a talking point for us later on this evening. This match will probably finish around half 11, quarter to 12. So I'll probably do my live stream just after 12, and we'll talk about Liverpool transfers later on this evening. I was gonna say we need to find a more robust right back than Conor Bradley and Frimpong though. 100%. Both are new prime. Yeah, I truly believe the right back position is a priority for us. It really is. If you look at our squad, of course the winger position needs to be addressed as we don't have a main right winger. We've got Chiesa, but even his future's up in the air. So we're not sure if he's going to stay or has he been told he's surplus to requirements because there's conflicting reports about Chiesa's position right now. Earlier on, we heard that it was Chiesa's plan to stay or at least be part of preseason and then make a decision after the tour just to see where he stands with the coach and the future plans of the club. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. But the wing position has to be addressed. We need a number six. For me, that is a priority position, and right back comes into it as well. Centre back, I would love for us to sign in the centre backs, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. Uh, Sane, oh, and in terms of left back, I just assume that Simicast returns. Although we have been linked with Frank Garcia, who Irola managed previously at Rayo Vallecano. So you've got a player that can definitely play that role. Can play backup to Kirkes. Of course, not Premier League proven, but that doesn't deter us from going for the player, and he's not going to cost that much, I think. Steve, Oz thoughts on Simicast? I'm not sure on Simicast. Last season he didn't really have a great campaign at Roma. He was left out cold after a few performances. I feel like with him, maybe he's just accustomed to that sort of starter role. That backup role. I think if he wants to be a starter, it might be worth him leaving this summer. And there were talks of him potentially going back home to Olympiacos, which I think would be a great move for him and it'll make a lot of sense. So that's why this Fran Garcia rumors is very interesting to me because he's a player that played heavily under Irola for Rayo Vallecano. So because he played there, he knows what the player is capable of. He's not even that old. I think he's mid-20s. So he can come in and, challenge for that left back position or provide cover for Kirkes. And will definitely understand the coach's philosophy and the way of playing from a tactical standpoint. So I feel like that makes a lot of sense. And, if it is like a 10 million bid that will get us that player, then I feel like that makes more sense. Because with Simicast, if we sell him, we'll probably get about 5 million for him. If we don't sell him this summer, he leaves on a free next summer because he's on his final year of his contract, which for me is annoying because there's so many players that are on the final year of their contract for Liverpool that I don't want to see like 5 players leave on a free next season. That cannot happen. That is not acceptable for me. So FSG need to get the arse in check. And I don't mean to, to be rude there, but they really do because the way they're conducting business is absolutely shocking to let people go on a free. Like we're the only club that allows free transfers to occur every summer, like it's an annual tradition. Like it's so annoying. So I hope they get that act together. Even with Curtis Jones, for example, the rumors that they're willing to let him stay and play the season, but he won't get a new contract. Then what's the point? Sell him for 20 million. Whatever the price Inter Milan were willing to pay, sell him. I'd rather he go to Inter Milan now. If he doesn't want to stay, sell him. Get that 20 million. That 20 million can be used into the squad. It doesn't make sense in terms of what they're doing. It's like they don't realize that you can sell a player before the contract expires. There's no rules that when you have a contract, it has to go right to the end. You can sell players. It is allowed. So someone's got to give them the rule books because they don't know what they're doing in that front. Una's built like a Sunday League player, but with Techers, he's got Techers. He's a good finisher as well. He's a very, very good finisher. This summer window has been an absolute shambles, Aussie. I think it's the Deal Monday news that's making you feel like that. Most clubs haven't done any business, to be fair. So we know we can't be too critical in terms of what's happened so far. We got Victor Munoz, which came out of the blue and was a pleasant surprise. And he's a great profile. So I'm quite happy with that signing. Jack Chase coming through. So that's positive that he'll be there for pre-season. So that's a centre back. We've got a winger there. Of course, we missed out on Diomande. I think the World Cup hasn't helped in regards to that participation. So because of that, it's delaying the process a little bit more. But just because it's delaying for us doesn't mean everyone else is being fast tracked. It's delaying for themselves as well. So I would say, let's stay patient, let's stay calm. I believe we will get our targets eventually. We signed an injured player, bro. Which player? Oh, into the Munoz. He's not injured for a long time, so he'll be back before preseason. So yeah, I think he might even be available for Spain in the next fixture. So I don't believe it's a long term injury. So don't be too concerned about that. He won't be contributing to preseason. I guarantee you. I could be wrong though. He's not out for that long. I will double check for you. I don't think he's out for that long. Because I feel like I read that he's just out for some time. Yeah. So the manager Luis de la Fuente said that Victor is making progress and getting closer to recovery. So he's going to participate for Spain. So that shows me that it's a small knock or a small injury, nothing too major. So he'll be back. He'll be back for us. Master say it's a groin. It's a groin, but it's not a major tear. I just think it's a little strain that they're trying to monitor. They're trying to not to aggravate any further. So he'll be back in due course for me. Sarah M with the clapping emojis. Big up Sarah M. Hope you're well. We've got Sino on the right hand side cutting in, and Cisco. And Cisco plays for Strasbourg, doesn't he? But technically, he's a Chelsea player, isn't he? I always find those transfers like very confusing because, of course, Strasbourg are acting like a feeder club for Chelsea. Okay, it's interesting. So he signed for Strasbourg last year for 70 million pounds, but Brighton have a sell-on clause. So if they were to sell him, then of course that would give them a percentage. But of course, if Strasbourg sell him to Chelsea, then it kind of feels like an internal affair because we always all feel like Chelsea have some sort of connection with Brighton as well. But yeah, good player to be fair. Germany are playing passive. Yeah, it's not. I don't know if because Musiala's not on the pitch, but it doesn't. The front line hasn't been as dynamic today. Maybe it's the weather conditions. I'm not too sure. I'm not making excuses for the Germans, but it does look like it's quite warm there. Toulouse to Brighton, I think. No, so he plays for Strasbourg now. So he joined them last summer for 17 million. But I feel like that was a Chelsea move as well. Because I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea signed him in the near future. Just looking at Undav as well, I fully get what Steve was saying earlier on. Bit on the stocky side, ain't he? But look, he's got techers though. He's a fantastic talent. That's kind of like a throwback to the players we used to see back in the days, especially in the 90s, where no one was absolutely athletic or slim and slender. You had stocky players like Maradona that would be tearing up on the pitch. So it just depends on the era that you watch football. But yeah, bit of a throwback type player, I guess. Which you like to see? Because I do feel like in this sort of day and age, players aren't able to express themselves on the pitch. They're not able to showcase their sort of eccentric side or play with expression, which is a bit annoying. But hopefully at Liverpool, we get to see players expressing themselves because that's something that Iraola is very strong on. He wants his players to express themselves and play with freedom. So hopefully we get to see some great football next season. Undas has that pot belly, bro. Yeah. He's of Turkish descent, so he's definitely been treating himself to a doner kebab or two. So yeah, why not? Why not? Can't say no to a doner kebab now, can you? Like he can knock down some Guinness. I don't know if he drinks Guinness, but yeah, he might have done. But it might just be that delicious Turkish food that his parents or his family make, and you can't say no to that. So yeah, I don't blame him on that one. Sane on the ball, good pass, but well played there from the Paraguay defender. Finals might have to make some changes at halftime. It just feels a bit flat in terms of Germany's performance so far. Let's have a look at the options. They've got Anton as a defender, Goretzka, Luling, Musiala. Of course, we expect to see Musiala at some point. Valtemade, I don't think he'll have an impact. He's not the type of player you need at the minute. Bowman, Kraus, uh, Maximilian Bia. No, I always feel like he's a bit of an average player. Not rate him as highly as some fans do, but he's definitely an option up top. Angel Stiller, if they need a playmaker. Nadim Emery, so he's a decent player from what I've heard. Nubo David Ram, a player we were linked with actually as a Robertson replacement for left back. Malik Fial, of course, playing for Newcastle, and Asan Ujago. He's a midfielder. He's a very interesting profile. Similar style of play to Nemeka, I would say, but more attack minded. So yeah, he's a definitely. So he could be a player that could come on as well as Bia, as well as Musiala. So let's see what Nagelsmann decides to do later on. Ozzy, but do you see my guy Ozan Kabak deliver a man of the match performance beating the USA? I didn't. I didn't even watch it, to be fair. But was he man of the match? That's great news. Where does Ozan Kabak play for nowadays? Who does he play for nowadays? Is it at Hoffenheim? Oh, nice. He was a decent player. I don't think he was a world beater, but he was decent though. I didn't mind Ozan Kabak, to be fair. I thought he just came at the club at the wrong time, isn't it? Where we were going through all sorts of issues. But with Firmino's World Cup, that's correct. That is correct. We also sold Ryan Babel to Hoffenheim after he left Liverpool. So that's one of the clubs he played for after he left the Reds. Oh, Amron showing some speed. Good tackle there from Nathaniel Brown. Corner for Paraguay. So see what I mean, bro? German team is passive. Yeah, they're not playing to their levels today. They're definitely not. Amron with the corner kick. Punched away by Neuer. Oh, Florian's unable to get onto the end of that ball there. Amiron. Oh, nice reverse pass there. Oh, they've scored. And Cisco with the goal there. It all came from that reverse pass from Amiron. Fantastic cross there from Galaza. And then Cisco with the header towards the ground, bouncing up into the corner. 1-0 to Paraguay. Could they cause an upset today? At the minute, it looks like they're on course of doing that, aren't they? You were just talking about Cisco. Yeah, Cisco, look, he's one of the best players. Amron, of course, we know him from Newcastle into the when he used to play there, but no, and Cisco is very, very talented. This was a great pass from Almiron. Galazzo and Enciso, That is poor defending from the German team. Literally, Nameka is away from him. No central defender is anywhere near him. I think that's Kimmich, who was the closest person around him. That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't stay focused and man mark your players there. Great finish there for Paraguay. And look, Germany needs to step it up. Of course, I know they're training, but in terms of the way they're playing today, as also mentioned, they have been passive. So they need to be more direct. They need to deliver balls inside the box. They're not doing that enough today. Sane gets it, but then he cuts it back to the right back like he's just done there. So, they need to be a bit more brave in the final third and try and create an opening. They're playing too safe right now. They're just trying to keep possession of the ball, but not being effective on the ball. So that's going to have an impact on their performance today. They need to do much better. Nagelsmann has to move essentially in the second half. Or they bring on Musiala and he plays centrally. I feel like they're missing Musiala, his creativity, his spark in that front role. I feel like, they need someone that can present that creativity because Havertz isn't getting much service today. So that's the difference for me. Nobody's really running through the ball. Yeah. So I think that's what they need. They need Musiala on the pitch. So I definitely believe that Musiala will come on or Germany attack are being forced out wide. But even when it's forced out wide, they're not providing any service. They're not doing any creativity from that side or from either side, to be fair. So yeah, they need to sort that out. I think Musiala has to be the first thing they do. And that's no disrespect or shade on Undav. Undav is a fantastic player, but they need that creativity. They're not providing any service for the striker, which is Kai Havertz today. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Oh, what happened there? Namecha. Namecha or Nameka? I'm calling Nameka all this time. Namecha, okay. Oh, deflection there. What do you guys think of Namecha as a player? Because we've been linked to him in the last few days. I did a short video on social media, and I pretty much said, although I think he's very talented, I don't think he's the right profile for us. He gives me Gravenberch vibes in terms of his style of play, his build, his technical ability. So I don't want us to have another Gravenberch in our team. I feel like we need to get a number six. Oh, Kimmich with the shot there. No real power. Ozan in the comments says, bro, Ozzy, Has Sane fallen off? He's anonymous, bro. He's been involved by, as in he's had. Oh, hold on. Is that a foul? What's going on? No, no, it's offside. Um, I think with Sane, I believe his injuries that he suffered over the years has definitely taken its toll, and I think it's impacted the way he plays. Remember him at Man City? He was unbelievable, electric on the ball, so dynamic. But once you lose a bit of that pace, you're not as sharp, you're not as explosive anymore. So I think that's why he's not that same type of player. I wouldn't quite like to say he's fallen off as such because he's still a good player, he's still effective, but he's not the signing from Man City. He's not that caliber or that type of player anymore. He's had to adapt a little bit, in terms of his style of play. But from a technical standpoint, he's technically still very good. It's just that today, he's been quite predictable. He'll get the ball, cut in, and then pass it back to the right back. I feel like he needs to be a bit more braver. But at the same time, that might be an instruction from the coach. We don't know. So, he just needs to do a bit better, I think. And also, he hasn't got a fullback behind that bomb forward. He's got Kimmich who inverts pretty much. So because of that, I feel like Sane benefits by having a more of a attacking fullback on his side, so then he can cut inside and be effective in the final third. I don't know what's good at Aussie. I think from a technical standpoint, he's still very good in terms of passing and shooting. So he can be effective. It's just that I don't think he's direct today because of the way Germany has set up in terms of their team tactics. Would you take the matcha over McAllister right now? Yeah, I would. But I'd take most players over McAllister. Only because McAllister, I don't think would be effective in the new way of playing under Irola. To play in the Irola team, you have to be energetic, you have to be tenacious. I don't think he has those qualities as he did previously, you know? He's definitely still a very technically gifted player, but I think from a defensive standpoint, he's not able to track back or he's not able to be physically imposing to the opponent. He's not able to be tenacious in his tackles or in his one-on-one battles there. So I feel like we need to upgrade that position. We need to get an enforcer or destroyer in our midfield, and I feel like that would give us a better balance as a team and in our midfield there. So that is Paraguay on the verge of shocking the world with this scoreline right there. And look, it's not a foregone conclusion. We still have Germany that can come into the second half and turn it up. Maybe a few substitutions will play a part, or maybe Paraguay continue as they're in great spirit and great confidence right now. So let's see what happens in the second half. So what we'll do now, we'll take a short break, and once we return, we'll follow up with the coverage, and then we'll of course talk football as well. So I'll see you guys very shortly, and yeah, we could talk very very soon. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the second half of Germany versus Paraguay. The second half has just begun. Just having a look at the lineup. Doesn't look like there's been any changes, but I'll double check. No, there has been a change. So you've got Mecha come off for Goretzka. I don't think he was the problem. I wouldn't say he was the best player either, but I thought maybe they would have gone for Musiala to be a bit more impactful. LMA, I was gonna say Aussie's guy in the Mecha just got hooked. Yeah, bit of a surprise one. I think Undav deserved to get substituted as well, but obviously, if you're looking at it from a tactical standpoint, you want Musiala in the team to be a bit more effective in that number 10 role. Maybe, the plan is to get him on later on. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, surprised by that one. Don't think Mitchell was that bad today. Sane with the cross. Good delivery. Headed away nicely by the Paraguay defender. Goretzka's available on a free transfer, isn't he? Or did he sign a new contract? Let me check. 'Cause I remember him being linked with, I think it was a move to Atletico, I think it was. So I'm still linked to him, to be fair. So yeah, Atletico Madrid looks like they're the prime location because I heard this a few months ago that he was on the verge of joining them. Or that was the team that was in pursuit to signing him. Florian Wirtz has the ball. Come on, Pavlovic, gotta be quicker than that. Decent cross there. Sort of free saying. Offside? Yeah, it was. I think that was Florian Wirtz, wasn't it? Yeah, offside there. Oh no. Still almost capitalizing in that moment there. No, just about catches the ball. That could have gone anywhere. Kimmich. Oh yeah, what pass was that? It was a Pavlovic. That was a terrible pass. I had no idea what he was doing with the ball there. Honestly, guess what was the our semi-final match will be my City. Ah, nice. Guess how much the cheapest nosebleed ticket is for that semi-final match? Oh, I can't even guess, to be fair. Are we talking the thousands? Because that would be my guess, because I know the prices are ridiculously expensive there. So I would say like a few thousand, or am I being a bit eccentric with that kind of price one? Let me know what it is. You're on the FIFA site now, 10K. So I was gonna say 5K, but 10K is bloody hell wild. Even for me to say 5K is outlandish, because that shouldn't be a price for a ticket at a football match. But yeah, crazy, absolutely crazy. Someone is selling the closed seats for 800K. Wow, 800K. So I just came to realization how much that was. Bloody hell. So he's definitely sold his house, whoever that person is that tries to buy the ticket. Because the average person can't buy that, can't afford that. It's just unbelievable. That's just extortion prices there. And quite frankly, whoever even thinks about buying that ticket, I'm thinking you gotta get your head examined, because that is just a dumb price to be paying right now. 800K for a ticket at a football match. Come on. Let's not be stupid now. Let's not be stupid. Because in wrestling, their tickets are crazy for big events as well. The biggest event is called WrestleMania, and for WrestleMania, I think the tickets for like 25K, 30K, which is outrageous. But this 800K, I'm sorry. I don't care what match it is, even if it's Liverpool in the Champions League final, I am not paying that kind of money. I don't even have that money, to be honest with you, but I don't think any sane person should be paying that amount of money for viewing a match. That's just, yeah, crazy, crazy. Shouldn't be surprised, but yeah. Oh, what a finish there. Have just got the equalizer. They're back on level terms. I was saying, crap guy scores. A good finish though. It's one of those ones where you can't put too much power. You got to just let the ball do its thing, and it's guide it towards the corner. Flowing verse with the assist, of course. Oh, good. That's a good header. You had to hit it backwards. Yeah, just does enough. That's a good finish. I was under consider England versus Congo at my city. The cheapest is 690. Should I buy this? If you're asking me, I I don't want to give money advice, but I wouldn't pay for that kind of price for that sort of ticket. I think that's too expensive, to be honest with you. Well, of course, it's your money, you're entitled to do what you do. But if you want my opinion, I think that's quite excessive. German on attack again through Verts. Who's that? Undaf, and it was control. Verts, can he shoot? No, lift it over towards Sane. Oh, who was that? Was that Pavlovic? No, sorry, Goretzka with a shot. Germany have a bit of momentum now. I'd say it's around a 32 though. The semi-finals. Okay, well look, the semi-final. I'll say, without a shadow of a doubt, don't go for that kind of price. Um, I get it. it is cheaper in comparison to the 10K, but I don't know. I wouldn't pay that much for a ticket at a football match. I think that is just way too excessive for me. Maybe I'm just tight. I don't know. But if you want to, you're entitled to do that. Um, I just feel that's very, very expensive. Because even when we get matches in the Premier League, we're not paying those kind of prices unless it's towards the latter stage of the season and someone's been crowned champion. Like when we were crowned champion, for example, all those tickets in the month of May were crazy expensive. But of course, people are trying to capitalize from us being successful there. But generally, you're paying maybe about 300 quid for a match day ticket in the Premier League. So I think that's almost double the price there. But I don't know. It's up to you. Instead if you want to go to that match, I feel that's quite expensive personally. I was gonna say is F bro, I clicked on it and it's no longer available. Bloody, it's gone that quick. Now the cheapest 2K. I saved 690. I'm logging off the FIFA site. Hopefully I haven't, you know, messed up your plans of buying that ticket if you really wanted to. Maybe my explanation was delaying the progress there, but 6.9 was too expensive. But 2K now, yeah, I don't know. Crazy. That's crazy. I wouldn't be able to justify paying that kind of money. So each to their own, I guess. But yeah, I guess you have saved 690. It's a nine worth it, bro. That's not even a Liverpool player. Look, of course, with you being a Liverpool fan, you want to see some sort of Liverpool affiliation, but nah, we don't have any representatives there. And it might be a game where it might not. I'm trying to soften the blow. It might not be an exciting game because I think Congo will definitely do their best to be disruptive. I don't know if England will have the plan. I think they'll be victorious, but I don't think it'll be like a landslide or anything like that. But let's see what happens. But yeah, I think you've saved a few quid there or a few bob in terms of your money. Just gone past the hour mark. 1-1. Germany have an opportunity here with a free kick. I think it's an indirect free kick. Kimmich ready to whip one in. You've got Nathaniel Brown there also. Kimmich, the free kick. Ah, too much height on it. Poor execution there from the right back. Long throw from the keeper. Wow. Finds the player, but he's fouled. Must be a free kick. Yes, it is. Free kick to Paraguay. I'll say if Prime CBG was on this England team, I probably would have bought it. Yeah, look, if you get to see your favorite players, then I feel like you can justify the expenditure a little bit. But yeah, those prices were inflated to a different level for me. So yeah, Sunday League Undab hooked. Yep, he's been replaced by Musiala. No surprise. I would have done that halftime personally, but I think the coach wanted to give Undab a bit of an opportunity. I don't feel like I need to be sentimental in this sort of phase of the World Cup. You gotta just do things what's right for the team. I think he should have done it very early on. But look, he's made a change. Better late than ever, I guess. So let's see how Musiala performs. I think that the approach will be different now. You'll see more dynamic play in the front line. Oh, Musiala fouled there. Musiala getting stuck in. Ooh, Kubas with the late tackle there. This could be hit more directly. I think it's a bit more central. I kind of feel like it favors Leroy Sané, who is left foot there. He can try and hit in the top bins on the keeper's left hand side. Oh, well, blocks the shot there. Corner kick for Germany. Paraguay with the ball. Poor free kick, to be fair. Didn't really capitalize in that moment. Oh, Stavas did the header there. Caught by Neuer with ease. Referee blows the whistle. What's it for? Come on, how are you going to do a hydration break when they're on attack? Nagelsmann is not amused at all. I wanted the free kick taken, but give the team the advantage there. Why would you do that? Mhm. Set for the hydration break now. Also, the concept with Aussies luck, they will be the first knockout stage match to go to extra time. I hope not. Oh yeah, it goes to extra time, isn't it? Oh, I did not realize that. That's gonna be. I'm hoping someone gets a winner now. Because I'm all thinking about the next show. I'm thinking about doing the Liverpool transfer talk show so we can talk about Barcola and what the future holds for Liverpool. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can sit through extra time. Come on, someone needs to score a goal now. Sign of the cross. Oh, almost on goal there. Bit of a risky move there from the defender. He says no way it was Vert's hooked. No, he's still on the pitch. He's number 17, he's still there. Unless my coverage is slower than everyone else's, but not for me. He's still there. Yeah, he's on the left hand side. A little bit more central now. Here he is on the ball. Lovely pass from Musiala to Verts. Low cross with a deflection, but the keeper keeps it in play. Going Verts on the ball now. Lovely piece of skill there to get past the player. Back to Havertz. Havertz. Oh, Musiala didn't read that play there. As the ball went behind him. I was saying score, score, score. Yeah, hopefully someone gets a goal. I forgot about the extra time stuff, to be honest with you. And normally when it goes to extra time, we know it's going to go to penalties. Oh, nice forward pass. Oh, is he fouled? No, he's not. Caballero almost creating an opportunity for himself. Havertz with the header. Good save there from Gill. Almost. I feel like that was the moment there from Havertz. Should have scored at that kind of range. got to be burying your headers there. Musiala with the half turn to Havertz to Sane, Kimmich. Germany picking up a bit of momentum right now. Oh, someone was fouled there. I think that was Nathaniel Brown. That's a good position as well for Germany to try and capitalize on. Germany being on another defender. Anton coming on for Pavlovic. Florian Wirtz looks like he could be taking this free kick as it suits a right footer in this moment. He can score from these sort of ranges. Florian Wirtz, oh, straight on the wall there. Kimmich, that corner kick, no. Kept it out for a throw-in to Germany. Bro, Ozzy, thoughts on Messi still leading the goal scoring at this World Cup at the age of 39? As fans, we've been probably saying this for a number of years. Messi is just out of this world. He's an alien, quite frankly. And it doesn't matter what age he is, he's still the best. So I'm not surprised in terms of, what he's producing right now in terms of the goals and the impact that he's having for Argentina. He's just a joy to watch. So we got to enjoy him until, he calls it a day. But yeah, unbelievable talent. Always has been just out of this world for me. One of the greatest of all time by a country mile. So yeah, not surprised that he's leading the goal scoring charts. Mbappe thought it's going to be an easy walk in for him to try and get on top of the charts there. He'll get there. He will get there in due course. But at the minute, it's Messi's world right now. So he's got to do what he's got to do to try and keep up with one of the GOATs there. Oh, is that a foul? No, referee waves play on there. I was gonna say Kylian still has at least two World Cups. Yeah, that's why I feel like he's going to eventually break that record. Of course, Messi's going to leave his mark and try and score as many goals as possible in this current World Cup. Let's see what the final tally will be. Paraguay on attack right now. Come on, please get the winner so we can close the show and then we can focus on Liverpool. And I'm sure us fans, that's what we want to talk about tonight. Spain, Portugal, Morocco in 2030 and Saudi in 2024. Yep, I was literally checking it up a couple of weeks ago to see what the other hosts will be in the upcoming World Cup. So interesting. Spain, Portugal, Morocco there, and then Saudi. They were going to get involved in some point, weren't they? In 2034. Extra time is calling Oz's name. Oh, I hope not, Steve. I hope not. Oh, it's not been one of the most exciting games. That's why I'm kind of dreading it more than anything else. But let's see what happens. Oh, oh, it's offside. Oh, Kimmich there with the pass, blocked in the end. Baltimore is coming on to replace Havertz. So more of a focal point up top there. Oh, sorry, he's replacing Sane, so that means Havertz is on the right, and then you've got Valdemade playing up top. Salah the cross. Inverts does well. Doesn't get past the second defender there though. Oh God, we're approaching the 90th minute. Oh, Germany on the attack right now through Musiala. Oh, Musiala with no energy to produce that cross. He's only played for about 10, 20 minutes. Musiala on the ball now to Voldemade. Ah, poor effort there from Kimmich. Corner kick to Germany. Hey, what can Germany produce? Nathaniel Brown set to take the corner kick. Oh, Jonathan Tah with the header straight at the keeper though. Okay, with a corner kick now, bloody hell. Can you imagine if they score right now? Oof, that'll certainly shake the world. 5 minutes, we've got 2.5 left, Ozan. So let's see what both teams can do right now. Newcastle fans really compared Almiron to Coutinho that one year he had a purple patch. Did they really? Totally forgot about that. No, he's not even the same sort of style of player. They just got giddy, didn't they? Oh, I thought they were about to have a close range shot there. Oh God, looks like it's going to go extra time, isn't it? Mushala or Kimmich? Musiala. Oh, great cross from Musiala. Flashed it across goal. But no, no, not that one. This is definitely going to be the last attack. We go with the cross. Is that Anton? Come on, Giza. Anton, that was wasteful. Why is the centre back taking on the player on the wings like he's got a blistering pace there? Oh, oh, for God's sake. All right, so that is full time. We go into extra time now. Can't make this up, can you? Can't make this up. I'm gonna have a short break. Um, get myself a drink and a snack. So we'll be back for extra time. I'm hoping we get a conclusion as I don't want it to go to penalties. But hey, we'll have to wait and see in terms of what happens. Once the match is finished, we will quickly move on and do the transfer talk show. Hopefully, it's not too late, but yeah, we'll definitely do it tonight. So yeah, I'll be back very shortly. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. I'm back. I did not realize the break was so short, but yes, we are back, and the first half of extra time has begun now. I see that. I don't think there's been any changes to the German team. Now they've got Voldemar on the pitch, they have to whip in crosses. It's kind of like Peter Crouch, where even though they're both very tall players, heading is still strength, but it's not the best asset of their game, if that makes sense. But you got to capitalize and use his height to your advantage because that's how you'll get those goals. Ozzy says, not impressed by Nagelman's tactics. Ozzy, he's way too cautious, bro. Today he is, yeah. This is not generally how Germans play, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's like a bit of tempo in their play, isn't it? Strange one. This ain't 2014 Germany. No, it definitely isn't. Definitely isn't. The German national team are going through a bit of a transition. They've got young players coming through. Don't really have a proper striker, in my opinion, though. Back in the day, you had like Klose was a proper finisher, wasn't he? And before that, you had the likes of Oliver Bierhoff, who was an unbelievable striker. So they don't really have, Voldemar is decent. Havertz, I think he's a converted striker. I don't think he's a natural striker. Oh, Kimmich with the shot there, blocked by Paraguay. Rudiger on the ball. Voldemar unable to control the ball there. Paraguay are just going to shut up shop now. They're not going to go for the attack. They might try and hit them on the counter, but they're going to let them have the ball and defend for their lives. Oh, it says Ozil, Muller, Klose, Podolski, Cruz, Gotza. Proper ballers in that team. Yeah, some real ballers in that team. Very talented players in that era. Germany, the free kick. Is it Verts that's taking it? What was this indie bomber that was mentioned earlier? Let me quickly have a look. If it's worth discussing in the show later on today. We'll have to talk about it. The bomber seems to be that Jabon received an important call from an English club that he didn't expect to ring, and they've given us no information. It just sounds like waffle, doesn't it? But the picture that he's uploaded is of Bowen playing against Liverpool. So it's pretty much trying to indicate that Liverpool have made the call. So let's see. Let's see if there's any truth to that. Um, we'll have to talk about it, I guess. And I wouldn't mind Bowen if I'm being honest with you. Oh, was that handball? So goal kick or free kick? Mm. Rudiger the cross. Valdemar controls and he shoots. Oh, poor effort there. Oh, was it handball? No. He's hurt in the process. Don't think it'll be given as a penalty. I'd be very surprised if that happens. Ozzy, Ozzy, who is your all-time favorite German player ever, bro? Great question. Hmm, it's a great question. I definitely have to think about this one. You said Philip Lahm. Philip Lahm's a great shout. He was a fantastic fullback, wasn't he? Oh, I think who really appealed to me growing up in the German team. I like Muller, Thomas Muller, of course, that is. Mm, you know what? I'll give it to Ozil. I really enjoyed watching Ozil. And I also liked Michael Ballack. I thought Ballack was a solid player as well. I'll give it to Ozil. I mean, that would be my choice. That was the flowing verse. No, no. I was actually thinking, should I name one of the current players? Because there are some very talented players there, but no. Michael Ballack, South Africa. Ozil, I was always impressed with Ozil whenever he played for the German team. So I'd say Ozil, to be fair. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ozil. Me? Round the cross. Oh, what a finish from Jonathan Tah. Fantastic looping header. What a finish there. Yeah, Tah with the goals there. Fantastic. Jonathan Tah, the slowest centre back ever. Yeah, it probably is. But look, that finish was exactly what they needed. It didn't look like Germany was going to score from open play. So it had to be a set piece, I guess. So yeah, wait, what's going on? Oh, they might cancel the goal. I don't know what's going on, Ozan. Is it a hydration break or they're reviewing the VR decision? What's going on? This referee just doesn't have any control of the game at all, does he? Let's have a look. What was the foul? Is it the defender on the goalkeeper? Come on. Come on. I think it might be given. As in, I don't think he'll be given. I think that goal's going to be chalked off. I always feel like goalkeepers get extra protection from referees. And in that moment, because he was put to ground and then tried to make the save afterwards, they're going to regard it as obstruction. So let's hear what the referee's got to say now. Someone's got a yellow card. Was that Alvin again? No, it was the coach. It's a foul. As I said, no go. Yeah, no go. Ref. Nagelsmann is absolutely bemused by that. It's because it's the goalkeeper. If it's an attacker pushing a defender around like that, nothing's going to happen. But because it's the goalkeeper, they always get that extra protection. Unfortunately, I think that's exactly what's happened there. Ozzy has a concept, bro. Ozzy, remember Sammy Hippier? Absolutely zero pace, but what a solid sentiment nonetheless. He was one of my favorite centre backs. He was unbelievable for Liverpool. Unbelievable. So solid. Not many players get past him. So dominant in the air. But he had a good header in terms of an attacking sense. Scored a lot of valuable goals for us as well. Now he was a legend. He was an absolute legend for us. And he had so many good partnerships. He had a partnership with Honcho. I think that's probably his best one. You know, those two as a duo were formidable in my opinion. Then you had Jamie Carragher, of course, with Hippier, and then you had Daniel Agger, the left-footed centre back. He's my favorite centre back of all time. I really enjoy watching Daniel Agger. Such a great sort of cultured left foot. He was a modern centre back before that was even a thing. So he was such a talented player. But yeah, Hippier, definitely one of my favorite centre backs. And we bought him for like 2, 3 mil. Absolute bargain in any era. So yeah, what a player he was. Steve said, "Oh, he's just destined to win this extra time and pens at this point." I hope not. I really hope not, Steve. I'm trying to do everything all in one evening. I'm trying to do your watch long, trying to do the Liverpool transfer talk show as well. Yeah, was not anticipating a long night by doing this watch long. But hey, here we are. You know, can't call it quits at the minute. Gonna have to keep watching the game and see what happens. Paraguay with the corner kick. Imagine if they score. No, cross back kick. Oh, oh wow, he hit it across goal, but I think the ball went out there. Referee raising his flag on the sidelines there. Oh, Havertz with the great goal coming in from Gill. It looks like he's bashed his head in the process, but that save had to be done in that moment. Oh, that's the halftime of, of extra time for the second half. Just gonna grab myself a snack. I didn't have enough time to even grab any food as I realized the match was starting. So um We'll be back. We'll watch the second half of extra time. I'm hoping we have a clear winner. If not, we'll have to proceed to penalties and let's see what happens there. So yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes and then we can continue the watch along. See you guys shortly. These breaks are not long, are they? Bloody, I just about got myself a sandwich there. Yeah, we're back for the second half. If only the hydration breaks were quick as this, isn't it? Yeah, so annoying. But hey, here we are. Ozan says this Paraguay keeper is a drama queen. Yeah, he's a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Ozzy has successfully taken more hydration breaks than goals to scores in this match. Honestly, the amount of I'm finished my second bottle here, so and I've got a big bottle of water. So yeah, a lot more hydration breaks than I had anticipated. But here we are. I'm hoping it doesn't go to penalties. But look, if that's the nature of the game, well, let's just wait and see how the drama unfolds. Oh, Jonathan Tah had to defend there. Paraguay on the counter. Long ball up top from Gill. Headed by Rudiger. What is that? Kimmich with the header back to the keeper. Bit unnecessary, but here we go. Kimmich forward pass. Can he find Nathaniel Brown? He can. But what a tackle there. Caballero, who is the second half substitute. Looks like it's curtains for my client. Verts has been substituted right now, as well as Rudiger, who's left the pitch. We've got Malik Fial on and Amiri as well. He's come on onto the pitch. Let's see what impact they can have on the game. Kimmich, the corner kick. Oh, direct shot. Other than the corner says, Vert's hooked. No point watching the rest of the game, innit? Do you know what? I was thinking that in my head, like, should I just log off? The main reason why I did this Watchalong was for my client. But yeah, I'm tempted, but I'm gonna soldier it through and finish the game as as the game concludes as well. So I'll do the formalities and end the stream when the match finishes as well. Bataga for Amiri. Oh, he's hurt himself in the process though. Paraguay, they're not going to stop. They're going to continue and they're going to go on a counter attack now. What can they produce in this moment? Paraguay switch over to Caballero. Slowed it down now. Caballero on the right hand side. I was going to say only 9 minutes left until penalties. Yeah, not long to go. Unless someone produces a winner, you never know. Neuer has the ball now. Malik Fial. Is he left or right footed? I always thought Malik Fial was left footed. Let's see. Or is he one of those modern players that's both footed, which is, interesting trait there, to be fair. I remember when we played AC Milan last season in our preseason preparation, and I thought he was really good. I was very impressed with his performance. I thought, what, he's a talented player. So I was very surprised that Newcastle signed him. I thought there'd been more interest in the player. But definitely want to watch. He could definitely have a great season next season and force himself a move to a big club. I feel like he has those type of capabilities. Musiala, well, that was a dirty tackle, wasn't it? Steve says ad breaks just ruined the momentum of both teams. I think the ad breaks or hydration breaks, however you want to label it, just ruins the game and has ruined the games in the World Cup for me because it's so stop start now. Just don't enjoy it as much. And they use the hydration breaks more for talking tactics and no, less drinking of water rather than anything else. But of course, we know why they have these hydration breaks. It's just to generate more revenue from advertisement in terms of their commercial breaks. But yeah, it's very, very annoying. But yeah, that's how they've wanted to do it. That's how they've presented it for us. Yeah, not my favorite aspect of the World Cup matches this campaign, leading to less open play goals and more set piece goals. That's true. If they adopt this in the Premier League, Arsenal win 30 titles. Yeah, they might do. Peter, big up Peter. He said this game's been going on for 2 days. That's what it feels like to me right now, Peter. Um, I'm hungry. I'm I'm trying to stay as alert as possible, but it feels like it has been dragging along. I can't lie. But yeah, due to you guys being part of the show in terms of your comments in the live chat is keeping me going. If I was on my own, I would have fallen asleep a long time ago, just to say the least. So yeah, thank you for your company, everyone. 6 more minutes, and then maybe we go into a penalty shootout. Germany are trying to conclude the game in their own way. You got a Muri on the ball, Kimmich, Osiala, great player. Look at that. Must be a free kick, no? Oh yeah, he's lost. He's lost it. That was just pure frustration there. Look, and I sensed it. He got clamped by a couple of players there. He was going to react. I think Galaz's milking a little bit, if I'm being honest with you. I'm not saying he didn't get touched, he did, but uh, why is he diving in that manner? I think he's absolutely milking it, isn't he? Steve says ad breaks and set pieces will turn football into NFL. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see ad breaks and these sort of things. I don't want to see halftime shows and all that stuff. For me, it's not what we're used to in terms of the English game or the games that I've played in Europe, for example. Not for me. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it in terms of American sports, deploying that sort of presentation or in terms of halftime shows and all that sort of stuff. That's their thing. That's the way American sports are conducted. But in Europe, that's not what we do. We're more focused on the actual sport rather than the entertainment element. So I'm hoping that it stays that way. Has someone been booked? One of the coaches, Peter says, last quarter, next touchdown wins. Yeah, why not? Why not? I'm surprised the penalty shootouts are not the American style penalty shootouts. I don't know if anyone's seen. I remember seeing a clip. I think it was in the 90s. I know the Baller League. They have that sort of part, as in they have that part of their play where the penalty is not from a spot. You have to dribble with the ball and have a one-on-one opportunity with the goalkeeper. So that's the way they've done it, which is quite interesting. But yeah, I'm not I say I'm not surprised. What if that actually is the case? Because I haven't seen a penalty shootout so far in the World Cup, so you never know. Who is your favorite quarterback? Us? I have no idea. I don't really follow American football, so I have zero clue. I know Tom Brady, but I don't know if he's a quarterback. So I've just put a name out there, the most popular name. I don't know if he's even a quarterback. If he is, then that's my guy right there. Peter says some people need car insurance, hydration breaks. They need a lot. That's what it seems like right now. Oh yeah, bro, the old school MLS run up shootout, like they do in the ice hockey. Yeah, so that's what I've seen in the 90s. I think that used to be the case. I know Baller League currently do that. That is their format for penalties. So we're interested to see if that is what's going to be deployed today. PSA doesn't remember the run up against. So I never watched in a live game. I just saw a clip from the 90s. That's how MLS did it. But if you watch Baller League, that's how they do their penalties, which makes it interesting, to be fair. I'm surprised that they haven't implemented it for this World Cup tournament. Also, the keeper can come out and tackle you as you take the penalty. Yeah. Oh, I thought that was a goal there for the Germans. Anton. Oh, that's a poor header. I know there's a lot of defenders around him, but got to put more power, more accuracy on that shot there. Poor header for me. And he's a defender. That's his bread and butter. Should have scored, in my opinion. Veloza, he's been everywhere on the pitch today, honestly. Oh, great turn from Musiala. Beautiful play there. He ain't stopping. He's on a roll. Great pass there to Goretzka. Come on, Goretzka. Oh, you took way too long. Feel like he was running in slow motion there in comparison to Musiala. So weird. Play continues. Goretzka and I think Caballero had a bit of an issue there. Havertz cuts in. Oh, yeah, that's a foul. Come on. Are you going to body check him and not think it's going to be a foul? This will potentially be the last kick of the game unless the referee looks at his watch and say, look, 120, got to close the show now. I think they should be given the opportunity to take this free kick and then, they can blow the whistle from there. P says, I always support underdog, but I predicted the Germany World Cup final win. Did you? Okay. Interesting. A lot of people haven't really spoken about Germany that kind of light. So I'm interested by your comment there. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Okay. Is that Amiri? He's about to take the free kick. Yes, he is. Oh, he's hit the side netting. Pen FFS man, Paraguay could actually win. It is. It's a lottery. If I'm being honest with you, anyone can win the penalty. Whereas X in the World Cup is not a good look for Aussie's agency in it. Look, to put into Liverpool perspective, if his tournament comes to an end today, he goes on holiday, has a little nice break, and he's ready for pre-season. So for me, it helps more that he's fully fit for Liverpool rather than the German national team. But that's just me being selfish there from a Liverpool standpoint. Pierce says Germany are suspiciously poor. I believe they will peak at the right time. You do get some teams like that. They don't peak until the latter stage of a tournament. Could be Germany if they're able to get past this hurdle. Because right now it's not clear cut in terms of what's going to happen. Throw in there for Paraguay. The disallowed goal by Rio was so soft, Ozzy. It was. It was soft, but I saw it coming. You know, when you see these matches and you see how protected the goalkeepers are, it was going to happen. Scored, yeah, it was a decent goal. And that is um so what we'll do, I'll quickly grab myself a drink and a snack. I'll probably be back in literally a minute because that's how short these breaks are. So feel free to do the same. I'll see you guys very, very shortly. back to the penalty shootout between Germany and Paraguay. Neither team could find a winner, so here we are on the verge of watching a penalty shootout. I believe it's the first one of the tournament. So let's see what happens. I think they've tossed a coin. So it looks like Germany might be taking the penalties first, I think. Another hydration break, Aussie. Yeah, it is. Infantino is fully influencing our guy. Cup of tea time, yeah. Grab yourself a drink, honestly. It's gonna be it's gonna be a long evening. But what we can guarantee is the conclusion now. It looks like Havertz is going to take the first penalty kick for Germany. What's the goalkeeper doing? Just having a little wander around. Okay. Havertz is ready to take the penalty for Germany. Can he open the scoreline with a goal? Havertz. Oh, he's missed. Keeper's made a great save there. God, he got too far. Now they're messing about. Yeah, it wasn't like that before, was it? I don't remember goalkeepers being that shameless with that kind of behavior. That playing I was definitely not a fan of Havertz. Definitely not a fan. Mauricio is taking the penalty for Paraguay. Neuer, one of the best in the business, to be fair. And Paraguay start off with a goal in this penalty shootout. Mauricio measuring the ball right now. Can he score? Yes, he can. Fantastic penalty right in the corner. So time for twists and turns. Yeah, look, penalty shootouts are not clear cut. Plenty of twists and turns in this sort of affair. So yeah, Steve saying Germany washed. That was a poor start, wasn't it? Absolutely poor start there. Kimmich, normally good at set pieces and penalties. So let's see what he can produce. I'm expecting him to smash it in the top bins on our left hand side. So that's the keeper's right hand side. I don't think he'll go in that other corner that everyone's been going at. So he's gonna go for our top left corner. Kimmich steps up. Okay, left bottom corner. But that was the area that he shot at. Nice 1-1. Pressure is on Paraguay to score now. A little washed last game. Gomez, the captain, Set to take the penalty kick. Gomez. Oh, what a calm and collected penalty that was. What pressure. Gomez doesn't feel it at all. Correct penalty there for Paraguay. The kid in the crowd enjoying that moment there as he should. Osiala. Expect him to score. Such a great player. But this is a different kettle of fish in terms of the pressure of delivering in the highest of moments here. Oh, he just about got in the bottom corner there. And he's going absolutely ballistic to himself. Well done to him. Just about sneaked in there. Matt Letizia, the master of penalties. He was fantastic at penalties. Really, really was. And so was Balotelli. Balotelli had a great record in penalties as well. That was the Germany match. You lose this. Hey, look, you never know. You never know. We've got Galaza, who's been through the wars today. Has he still got energy to produce a good penalty? Left footed. Oh, absolutely calm in that finish. Made that look so easy. Had this team going deep, pause, yeah, pause. Let's add down at the end there. I know he's guessing wrong all the time, bro. He's going off by instinct, but he's delayed in terms of his instinct or his movement there. And I think that could be playing a part for Paraguay because they're seeing him move towards one direction and he's hit it towards the opposite side. Waldemade, can he score this for Germany? Oh, he's missed. He's missed. Paraguay need to score the next penalty, and they are through to the round of 16. Wow, this could be monumental for Paraguay and for the World Cup in general. Wow. Now, who's stepping up for the penalty? Sanabria, who's 50th cap, mentioned by the commentator there. Can he score the winning penalty for Paraguay? He steps up. He's missed it. Oh my God. Boy, that was a terrible penalty. He hit the advertisement board. Oh, how you gonna miss it like that? You're just giving him a chance now. You're just giving him a glimmer of hope. Oh, who've been a hero for eternity if you score that penalty. Amiri. Now, if he misses, it's curtains. Paraguay win the penalty shootout. He must score for this to progress. Very central position to taking a penalty kick. No, he shoots over to the left. He shoots. Calm penalty. Very good penalty there for Miri. It's 3-3. But if Paraguay score this penalty, they've won. It's as simple as that. So advantage to Paraguay right now. And if they miss, it's sudden death. And Paraguay progress into the next round. Oh my God, he's missed. Oh, he's missed. What is going on? Oh my God. Pieces of German dream on the line. It's on the line. It really is. Ah, that was such a poor penalty, but great save by Neuer, as Ozzy mentioned there. Who would have believed it? Honestly, Paraguay had two glorious opportunities to just kill the penalty shootout. They didn't do it. Holy crap, can Germany pull the rabbit out of the hat? They could do. Jonathan Tah is stepping up. He needs to score this. Oh, that was an awful penalty. Awful penalty. That will suit NFL more than soccer right now. That was an awful penalty. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, Paraguay, come on. You gotta do what you gotta do now. Third time's the charm, right? Can they score this penalty and progress into the next round? Can Paraguay do it? He's gonna hit it towards the right hand side. And he scored. And Paraguay are through. They did it in the end. Took a while, but they've kicked Germany out of the World Cup. Can you believe it? This has to be one of the biggest shocks of the tournament so far. And look at the fans in jubilation, emotional. They don't know how to contain themselves right now. And look, rightly so. This is a beautiful moment for the Paraguayans. They've beaten one of the biggest nations in Germany when it comes to football. And it's a proud moment for the nation of Paraguay. So yeah, amazing shootout today. Amazing game in general. I say that. It was a bit dragging, I'm not gonna lie. But the shootout kind of just changed the whole outlook of the game, I guess. But Germany was so poor with the penalties, honestly. But then again, Paraguay, they missed a couple, and I thought maybe experience will prevail here, but no. They kept calm, they kept the composure, and they were able to progress into the next round. Crazy end to the game. So they will be facing either France or Sweden. So that game, of course, takes place tomorrow, I think. So yeah, let's see how that goes. But yeah, just gonna go through some of the comments. Germany are out. Yes, they are, Ozan. They are. Peter's fact, the Lord's sad. My prediction is taxed, but I always loved an underdog. In this moment, I love it too. You know, you want these stories to happen in the World Cup. This is what brings togetherness, you know, amongst fans and people within the country. And this is time for celebration for the Paraguayan public, and they deserve it. They were good throughout the game. They kept composure. They kept their structure as a team. They were hard to play against, especially the midfield. The midfield were so superior today. And that's why they've all got cuts on their legs because they went to battle today. And in terms of penalty, it's always pot luck. But in the end, they got the job done. They looked like they weren't, they missed two back-to-back penalties, but they got it in the end. I'm just looking at the penalty now. Great finish there from Paraguay. Oh, that's the biggest upsets in ages. Yeah, potentially. Paraguay lost to bloody USA 4-1. Bloody hell, I forgot about that. And red card. Red card. Oh, yes, that is correct. Football's a funny old game. It really is. It really is. But that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your company today. Appreciate it as always. Let's give a shout out to everyone involved today. Shout out to Ozan, as always. Appreciate your engagement. Shout out to Raymond. Shout out to uh, Delulu Steve. Shout out to Sarah M. And shout out to Peter as well. Appreciate your engagement as always, guys. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Now, in terms of upcoming shows, we're going to switch our attention to Liverpool. There's a lot to talk about in regards to transfer targets and in terms of future plans. How is our front line going to look like? So we'll talk about that in the show very, very soon, probably in about 10-15 minutes. And then we can talk about any other rumors that have been circulating the last 24 hours. I was gonna say Aussies agency in the mud. No, no, it's okay. It's okay. You know, my focus is more on club football rather than international football. I just look at international football as a bonus, especially if any of my clients make their name for themselves. You know, it's a great time to get that sort of coverage for them. But in general, it's all about club football. So for Florian Wirtz, I'm sure he'll be disappointed with the outcome, but you know, he can go on holiday, have a little bit of a breather, and come back to Liverpool in tip-top shape. That's what we want. So yeah, looking forward to our preseason games. But for now, take care, stay safe, and I'll be back very shortly, and we can talk about Liverpool transfers very soon. So I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.